Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? Welcome to all my people over at TikTok. I hope you guys are liking and sharing the live. I have actually gotten, I've still got some bugs to work out here, but I do have TikTok finally plugged in over here at my OBS, so now I don't have to have a ton of things open to be able to live stream all the way through. So, anyways, we've got some State of Survival tonight. I actually have got some, believe it or not, I've got Command and Conquer Red Alert. It's an old one from the 90s. It was an amazing game back then. The graphics were just, back then, for graphics, it was unbelievable. Um, and I actually was able to upload Red Alert 2, which was out in 1997 or 98, somewhere in there. But anyways, it was a follow-up to Red Alert. It was amazing. So we're going to dive into this a little bit. Not really much going on for a weekend. We have some Pinball Madness, which I did the freebie. I'm not a bundle person, so... And we're going to finish up actually on this. Ninja Turtles is actually concluding. This collaboration is actually concluding. And stuff. So we're getting into the last days of that. So I'm going to get these to where, you know, as far up as I can. 4 stars is basically where you want a Res Hero. You don't want any, you know, it's pointless because to go any higher than that, because they're not going to, the effects and power aren't going to change. So we have a lot of different things going on. So now I play multiple accounts in here, so it's, and I've been a little busy. And we're actually tied. Wow, we actually made it to the finish line same time they did. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Okay. Don't think we can do, nope, we can't do joint exercises, but we can do coordinated operations. This is where we are in the sub story of what's going We do have state versus state coming up here this next week. And we should know shortly who our opponent, at least who our opponent is. We should know shortly. And of course, I got burned. Of course, my vehicles got burned. Now, it doesn't tell me who burned my vehicles, but that's fine. Darn, I don't have any left. Okay, well, I'll take that. And let's see who we can burn. Nope, a little too high in power for me. Let's see. Where am I in power? Okay. No, I could burn that guy. Okay, I found somebody I can burn. So, we're going to start here. It's from 1264, so we're going to rate it. You know what? I'm going to fix the settings. Because I want you guys to hear what I hear. Let's see. Do I have all of that? Yep. Yep, we're good. Now, something you always want to do, so no, and this is the smartest thing you'll ever do, is this little eye over here. When you start making this stuff, gear, chief gear, hide it. Hide it from the word go. That way if somebody decides, oh, well, we're gonna mess with you, they don't, and you call their bluff, they don't know what you have. See, because depending on how this goes, if they're weak, and you call their bluff, they're going to lose a whole bunch of troops. They're going to lose a whole march, almost. And if they're stronger than you, well, you know, you're going to sustain some damage, but I mean, it won't be massive, depending on what they're packing. Now, if they're packing anything higher than your level, than your current level, then yeah, you're gonna see a lot of damage. My rule of thumb is keep your mouth shut. That is my rule of thumb when I play. That has always been my rule of thumb. Well, let's see, who else can we burn? Nah. Yeah, let's take this out. Yeah, let's raid that truck. Let's see what he's got. Doesn't have anything. Make sure you guys like and share the live, please. That way we can get some viewers in here. So I'm very passionate about what I do here and stuff. And this is actually not my main account. This is actually a chill account for me. What they call a chill account for me. I actually originally started playing in State 860, and then it merged to become excuse me, State 851. And I'm not playing down in 851 right now. The biggest reason is I don't like I don't like playing for I do not like playing for the for a sub alliance, and I was playing for the number one alliance there, and they relegated me because I wasn't as active to their sub alliance. Well, there's not much going on in the sub alliance, especially if the state's just nearly dead. So, a friend of mine was playing down here, and I decided to follow suit, see what the big deal was. 1266 was one of the newer states at the time. And, well, I got down here. I inherited my own alliance and built it up and ended up getting to a point where we had more people that were not, they were just coming in, they were doing a few things, and they were gone. They didn't participate in events, and they just didn't really get into it. So I ended up getting an offer from the number one alliance of the state, and I took it. So the alliance I ran is now a sub alliance, and stuff, which stays active. And if things eventually don't work out or something, we can always go back to it. Those that came with me can always go back to it, or anybody else can come into it. And yeah, I've stayed in 1266 ever since. And I don't think I plan on going anywhere. I did spend a few days with this account. I do have a farm in this account that is actually right now in charge of the sub alliance. I actually took this one into back over to my alliance, my original alliance, to kind of cool off a little bit. I basically just needed a few days to cool, and I did cool down. What happened is just basically it just kind of felt like we were being set up to fail with our event that we were doing that day, and I just didn't. I was so disgusted because we lost, and I'm used to losses, but nothing on the level that we had. And I just needed a few days away from the alliance to be able to get my head together and just really, cool down and, let cooler heads prevail before I said something I would regret. Because 3/4 of this main alliance, well, actually, yeah, 3/4 of this alliance could actually burn me. So I just thought it best, rather just to set back and just assess the situation and just let myself cool down and regather why I joined in the first them in the first place, and and just get some things together. So pretty much I just got back in. I was gonna actually come back in this morning, and well, the one thing about alliance events and stuff is if you are out and you're trying to get back in during an event like Fortress Fight or anything like that, it's not happening. At least not until after the event. And I just didn't feel, like I said, it gave me a chance to, again, reassess things. Because the biggest reason for the merger in the first place was so that everybody that was working hard and putting towards the alliance events and contributing and stuff, actually had more room to grow. And it's no good when you can't give, at least give them that. You owe it to your mates to give them that. So this is how I did it. Let's see if we can knock this one off. I think, yeah, we're gonna knock it off. It's happening. And then I also want to welcome my viewer on Twitch. And if you're watching me on YouTube, welcome. Unfortunately, I had a little mishap with Facebook. They decided that my fan page, my page Gamers Hangout, needed 100 followers. So unfortunately, I'm not able to broadcast live until I get those 100 followers over there. So, but once I do get them, we will take and we will bring them back in. I'll bring them back into the feed. Let's see. Who do I want? Who is my strongest? Yeah, I think him. I think Chris Redfield. And of course, they did some collabs and stuff. One of the collabs that they did was the Resident Evil collab. And by the way, you get to keep your res heroes from any and all collabs. You get to keep those res heroes. So that's kind of cool. I wish they could have done the DC one, because the DC one was really cool. It had Joker in it, and it was so much fun. I did that one in my main states, and yeah, that just to watch Joker do his thing with the heroes and stuff was amazing. And yeah, the Ninja Turtle one is kind of fun too. The Ninja Turtles is kind of fun too, but not as fun as the DC. And actually not as fun as the Resident Evil. The ones I don't have at 4 stars and stuff, I'm not going to worry about. I'm just going to get them as far as I can. They won't be as effective as if it was a 4-star, but coupled with other heroes, it'll help. It'll pull them up to a max level on their skills. So as long as I can get that, we'll be okay. Now, I do like this, though. They do give you the percentage of how this will go in terms of beating the mission. That I did like. Let's see. Yeah. So what's everybody got planned for the weekend? Let me know in the chat. Welcome. Now I can tell you, if you like the Walking Dead game, you'll actually like this. Now that's an interesting zombie. That's an interesting monster. I wonder what that was. So how was everybody's week? Oh, come on, I want that. There we go. Oh, now this is interesting. welcome. Alright, let's see what we can do to him. There's a lot of rallies being launched. Oh, what a shame. Not enough troops to join. Let's see, what am I going to cash those 35 pizzas in on? Yeah, let's get a plasma core. Okay, that'll finish that. So I don't have anything in ninja stars, but I do have armored shards. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I don't need the polyplasma right now because I'm still only a plasma 2, but I know eventually I'm gonna need it after plasma 5, so I stocked up just a little bit, and then I can get some more. If they release the Purification Center the way I think they're gonna release it, in fact I think that's gonna be the next building coming up, and stuff, I'll be able to actually do something with that. Alright, kitty, you need to not. Welcome. Come on, get out from behind there. Come on, Thomas. Okay. Thomas, you're gonna come up on the bed. There. That's where you're going. welcome. Let's see what else. I'll tell you what, guys. If we get those likes to 500, I will go grab something out of my mini fridge, and basically I actually have the equivalent of a shot sitting in my mini fridge. Let's see. Did I get enough for that secret project? Let's see. Okay. Sally packages. Let's see. Kill 10 infected. Okay. Increased building power. We'll go across there. Let's see, do I have enough to get anything in the store? Not yet. I need to check something out here. Okay, I can do some upgrading in here. Let's see, where do I want to put that? Put that into close combat. I'm hoping to have a lot of this done out by SVS. At least by the start of SVS anyway. involved in that. I don't see the needle moving on them likes. $500 and I'll do a shot of Fireball. And I actually have a small bottle with it's the equivalent of a shot of it. Welcome. In about 15 minutes, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna switch over to some Command and Conquer, and we're gonna finish out the. We're gonna finish out the last of it that way. I'm actually gonna play. I might stay playing this for a little bit, although I can't wait to play some Command and Conquer though. It's one of the older games. It's one of the retro games, and if you're a Gen Xer, you're gonna remember. You're gonna kind of remember that game a little bit, because that came out when we were like all out of high school. I mean, well, actually, no. Yeah, we were just getting out of high school when that came. 1990. Let me see. So the original Command and Conquer came out. Now, as a teenage Gen Xer, I'm going to remember that. So. Because I was just getting out of high school when that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see. So yeah, the very first Command and Conquer was actually released in 1995. And then a year later, they released Command and Conquer 2, which is Red Alert. Well, Red Alert. Okay, Command and Conquer Red Alert, which was a follow-up to Command and Conquer and stuff, which was really, really cool. That was always actually my favorite one to play. So in 1995, they released Command and Conquer. 1997, it was Red Alert. However, they did design Red Alert to be a prequel of Command and Conquer Tiberian Dawn, which I don't know. It just didn't seem like it should be. So let's see what these are in chronological. So you had Tiberian Dawn, Covert Operation. You had Red Alert. And then, of course, you had Red Alert Retaliation. And then, of course, Soul Survivor. Tiberian Sun, and then Red Alert 2 was released in 2000, and then in 2001, its sequel, Yuri's Revenge. And then the franchise just kept growing. But like I said, if you're somebody who grew up, who was kind of the who was the adult in the early 90s and stuff, You probably played this while you were in college at some point. I know I did. I mean, I actually enjoyed playing it, so and stuff, and I still actually enjoy playing it to this day. And honestly, if we move that needle to 500, like I said, in fact, actually, I'm gonna cut that. Let's cut that to 450. If you get me to 450, 450 likes by the 10 p.m. mark, I will do that shot of Fireball whiskey. In fact, I'll get that little shot out of my mini fridge. And to tell you the truth, with the week I've had, it almost sounds good anyway. Regardless. I think while they are marching, I am going to go grab that bottle because that does sound good, actually. Better grab another snack, huh? Besides the chips. Alright, little bear. Those baby bear. Alrighty, and we are back. Here she be. There's a little fireball. Yeah, after the week I've had, yeah, I could use it. Let's see what else we can clip. Oh, come on. It's quiet. I'd like to see some likes. I'd like to see some more likes because I really, really want to open that bottle. I have a rule of thumb, though. Normally, I don't spend... I'm not much of a drinker, I'll be honest with you, but like I said, after the week I've had, I could use it. I could completely use it. And if you weren't here last week, I actually took a shot right here on live. I had asked, I said 500 followers, I would take a shot. And if I would have had 1,000 in the live, it was going to be 2 shots. And 2,000 would have gotten you 4 shots. And it was fun. We got to 500, and we actually ended up more than 500 before the live, and as agreed, I ended up taking the shot. And it was actually not that bad. What I drank was not that bad. Alright. Let's see what I get in power play. Okay, so I have Okay, so I use my plasma, my speed ups. Okay, let's see. Everything with the Alliance is maxed out for the Beast Siege. And I think they're going to end up releasing the dinosaurs soon. Hopefully. Because honestly, I am surprised with releasing the Behemoth Companion. I'm actually surprised they released that first before releasing the dinosaur, the other Behemoth. Let's see. Yep. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take a nice sip of this. Hey, that's not bad. The fireball's not bad. I just want to take a taste of it to see what I was getting into. That is actually not bad. It's been hot this past week, so water has been my best friend. Well, wait a minute. I don't know yet. Let's see. Let me see what my immediate needs are. Oh, welcome. Let me see what my immediate needs are here. Okay, I can't get one of those, so that's not going to be helpful to me. Let's see. Let's see, what am I short on gear for here? Because I'm actually going to come in and I'm actually going to... Let's see, where are we at? Chief gear. Oh, we need a lot of those toolboxes. So, I think... Given that I needed a lot of those toolboxes, I'm just going to go ahead. Okay, I have to get them in the crates. So, let's open those crates. Hey, 152 of those crates. We'll take 152 of those crates. Bios stored up because Lord knows we're gonna need them soon. Let's see. Nice. Okay. Not a bad haul. Oh, I got something. Let's see. Do I want to wait, though? But do I want to wait? I think I'm going to wait on this. I'm on the Dominator. Yeah, I think I want to hoard material. Well, can't use those for anything right now. But I can prep that. Let's blow some bios. How many bio? Yeah, let's blow 3,700 bios. Get that ready. I want to get this out. That's a 2-day upgrade, and I want to get that started. Wow. Now another trick with this is that I don't pull. You noticed I keep my levels up here low, and the reason I do that is basically it doesn't make me a target. Let's see if we can get into here. Oh, I don't see much. Nah, I won't raid Dodo's truck. Even though it's tempting. Nah, Dodo's a little more powerful than me. Plus, I don't raid my fellow. I wouldn't raid my fellow. Well, I wouldn't raid my fellow, my fellow Alliance member. I wouldn't do that. And let's see. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and get out of here because it is after 10 o'clock. So we're going to get out of here. And I'm going to queue up some... Let's see, what am I going to queue up? Yeah, I'm going to queue up some Red Alerts. Or wait a minute, no. I think I want... Yeah, let's do Red Alert. Let's do this. Alright, let's play the Red Alert Remastered. I was so happy when they remastered this. Oh, come on. Let's see, do I want to play... Let's see. Alrighty. Well, let's try this again. I've been trying to get past... I've been trying to get the spy in there. Uh-oh.
king and country. For king and country. For king and country. On my way. For king and country.
This is going to be a little tough.
On my way. For king and country. On my way. For king and country. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
No.
For king and country.
Uh-oh. Yep,
Indeed.
I've been spotted.
King and country. On my way. On my way.
Yep, I've been spotted.
Mission failed.
Yeah, I should have knowed. Should have took that. Trying to think of how I could have done that. No. But I think we're gonna do let's do a skirmish. Let me see. Nah. Ah, here we go. This is what we want. Let's see what else. see. Let's give this one a try. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Let's rock.
Vehicle reported. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle. Reporting.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Awaiting orders. Agreed. Reporting. Agreed. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Shake it, baby. Let's rock. I'm there. Cha-ching! Chew on this. Cha-ching! Chew on this. Chew on this. Cha-ching! Chew on this.
Reporting. Affirmative. Report. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Of course. At once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Let's see. Let's hold up
Yes,
here.
sir. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
See what we can
Affirmative.
figure out. See what we can see.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Report acknowledged. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed. At once.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we
Yes,
go.
sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reinforcements
Acknowledged.
have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Oh, they're gonna sink
Yes,
the
sir.
Navy. Holy cow.
Reporting.
So let's get in.
At once.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
No, we
Vehicle
need to go
reporting.
this
Affirmative.
way.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Awaiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Let's go get this.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Come on, let's sink the Navy.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Alright, let's bring the ships up here.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reinforcements have
Acknowledged.
arrived.
Affirmative.
Naval
Acknowledged.
air
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Naval unit lost. What the heck?
Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Let's see if we can find these suckers.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yeah, let's get them.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
See where we can take a strike team.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yeah, let's see if we can sink the Navy.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Because we know there's another boat. We know there's another sub.
Affirmative. 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 Awaiting orders. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have
Affirmative.
arrived.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting.
Reinforcements have
Affirmative.
arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Oh, there they are.
Ready and waiting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Crap!
Lost. Unit lost.
This is where I don't pay
Ready and
attention.
waiting.
Agree. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir.
Crap!
Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Agree. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Dang.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Very well. Affirmative. At once.
Unit lost.
Very well. Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Reporting.
Back it up.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Get him.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Come on, guys.
Affirmative.
Get him. Get down there and
Affirmative.
get him.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
See if we can provide some support here.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Right. That looks pretty good. Okay.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
This dude. Dang.
Vehicle reporting.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. At once. Of course. At once. Yes, sir. Of course. Very well. Reporting. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Of course.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Of course. Very well. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very
Excuse
well.
me.
At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Thanks.
Reporting.
Oh, this is perfect.
Acknowledged.
Waiting orders.
Unit lost.
Agreed.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Shit.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Waiting orders. At once. Affirmative. Waiting
Come on,
orders.
get in
Affirmative.
there.
Agreed.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yeah? Cha-ching! Cha-ching! Chew on this! Chew on this! Chew on this!
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting
Yes, sir.
orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Of course.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For king and country.
Yes, sir. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Let's rock. Let's rock. Let's rock. I'm there. Let's rock. Chew on this. I'm there. Let's rock. Let's rock. I'm there. Yes, sir. Let's rock. I'm there. Yes, sir. Let's rock.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Okay, so
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
we need to come up here.
Acknowledged.
There's
Acknowledged.
one more thing up here.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Group
Yes,
up
sir.
here.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir? Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Okay, so let's see.
Reporting.
How many we got?
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Let me see where's going to be the best place to put them off at right
Acknowledged.
here. So I'm
Ready and
gonna bring
waiting.
These guys up
Very
here.
well.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Medic reporting. Awaiting orders. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Commander. On my way. Yes, sir. On my way. Yes, sir. On my way.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Vehicle. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Oh, damn it.
Reporting.
Let's get this out of the way.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle
Waiting
affirmative.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Vehicle reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Here.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Acknowledged. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Let's see if we can pull this up here.
Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative.
What's up? I'm there.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Of course. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. At once. Agreed. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Of course. Very well.
Okay, back it up.
Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Of course. At once. Affirmative. Agreed.
Unit
I'm there.
lost.
Let's rock. I'm there. I'm there. Let's rock. Let's rock. Cha-ching. I'm there.
lost.
Let's rock. Cha-ching. I'm there. I'm there.
Unit
Rock.
lost.
Let's rock. I'm there.
Unit
Chew on
lost.
this. Let's rock on this. Let's rock there. Chew on this. Let's rock there. I'm there. I'm there on this. Chew on this.
Unit
Moving out.
lost.
Affirmative.
Mission failed.
Shit. Not good. Nope, that was not what we wanted.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Okay, back
Yes,
this
sir.
up.
Affirmative.
Come on, get out of there. Get out of there.
Reinforcements
Get out of there.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle
Cannot
reporting.
deploy
Acknowledged.
here.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Vehicle
sir.
reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Cannot
orders.
deploy
Acknowledged.
here.
Acknowledged. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we need to hold
Affirmative.
off. We need to hold this back here.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
New construction options.
Yes.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. New construction options.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
I don't want to run too far, but I don't want to not have.
At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Very well. At yes, once. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Of course. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Of course. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Of course. Awaiting orders.
Vehicle reporting.
Reporting. Of course.
New construction options. Building.
Ready and waiting. Awaiting orders. Agreed. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. Yes, sir. At once.
Okay, we know where they're at.
Reporting. Very well.
Alright, we found them.
Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
So let's
Reporting.
back it up.
Affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir.
Come on, get your butt back up
Construction
here.
complete.
Agreed.
New construction options. Building.
So we know where they're at.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold flank back here with that.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, very well. At once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Very well. At once. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yeah, so we're most definitely gonna hold flank here. Wow, is it really 10:45? Wow. There you go, little bear. My little buddy on the bed. Let me see.
New construction options.
And then let's build some
Building.
barracks.
Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
I'm sending one on a
Acknowledged.
scout mission.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
What?
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Base is under
Affirmative.
attack.
Oh boy.
Acknowledged.
Get him.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Welcome.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh heck yeah.
Reporting.
There's
Yes,
my
sir.
tank.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Let me open my tanks up here.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Might bring one down here.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Kind of let them see what we're doing.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh crap. Yep.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Oh, I found some more.
Affirmative.
Training.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Boy, I'm gonna find them sitting everywhere.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
See how many far and few in
Acknowledged.
between there are.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
We need to find everybody.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Once we get the terrain
Acknowledged.
opened, that's gonna help.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Okay, so we know there's more down there, so guess what?
Vehicle. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
We're gonna try.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Oh, welcome.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Please like the live.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Absolutely not.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
No.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Awaiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
No, absolutely not. No.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Nope,
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
I don't do...
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
All base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Acknowledge.
Let me see, where's my engineer at?
Engineering. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Oh!
insufficient funds.
Let me see. What could I
Unit
take out
lost.
extra?
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Yeah, I am
Training.
talking to you. Oh, I'm eating some
Unit
chips
ready.
right now, and I'm trying to... I got some chips. These are actually really good. They're hers.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Grill mates. They're Montreal steak.
Acknowledged.
Um,
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
I picked them up in the Dollar Tree.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
So it's...
Acknowledged.
So, I mean, they were not too bad. Not too expensive for $1.25.
Yes, sir. Very well. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
I mean, they're actually amazing. I mean, they're not too bad.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Unit
Let me
ready.
see. What do I want to do?
Training. Unit
Waiting
ready.
orders.
Training.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
But I could probably get an engineering there. No, probably not. Actually, I'm from Ohio. And stuff. It's actually been really hot here lately. It's gonna get even worse next week. And let's see here. And get another refinery built down here. That it wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be... Really? What part of Ohio are you
Unit
from?
ready. Training. Unit ready. Training.
Because I'm actually up in the north. Okay. Well, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Okay, I'm still waiting on the construction, so that's gonna kinda not... I kinda don't want to put...
Commander.
I don't want to put my spy down there. Not
once.
really. Trying to think of what I could possibly... I'm gonna minimize
Repair.
that. No, not repair. I don't want to repair that.
Structure.
I think we're
sold.
gonna sell that one.
Unit ready. Training.
Put that down
Construction
here.
complete. Building.
Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient
And
funds.
then I'll...
Building.
Because I know they're gonna go after
Report
me.
very well. Affirmative.
Yep, they're coming
At
after
once.
my ore refine.
once.
They're coming
At
after my
very
ore
well.
truck.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course.
No, absolutely not.
Affirmative.
I do not do private chats.
Affirmative.
Absolutely not.
Awaiting orders.
That is actually that is something that is actually reserved. That is my private time. That is time that I spend. I use a private chat with my closest friends, and my family. I do not.
Yes, sir.
I do
Affirmative.
not engage with
Reporting.
my followers privately. That just does not happen.
Unit ready. Training. Construction complete. Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. Ready and waiting.
Unit ready. Building.
Very
Training.
well.
It doesn't matter. You are not a close friend of mine. You are not one of my family. Okay? I do not do it, period. Unless it is my closest friends or my family. I do not private chat with anyone. No, that is my right to think that way. That is my right. If that is my time for privacy. That is where I reserve with my friends and my family. That is something I reserve with them. My followers can chat with me here, and I will interact with you guys here, but I do not do it privately.
Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Building. Our base is under attack. Training.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Reporting.
Because guess what?
Affirmative.
I'm fixing to... Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not.
Reporting.
Wait a minute. I'm going to bring my spy down here.
Indeed.
Reporting. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. At once.
Structure sold.
Acknowledged. Of course. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative. Of course. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative.
Structure sold.
Reporting. Yes,
Unit
sir. Of
ready.
course.
Ready
Training.
and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very
Unit
well. At
lost.
once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. Yes,
Unit
sir. Very
ready.
well. Yes, sir. Very well.
Training.
Of course. Yes, sir. Very well. At
Okay,
once.
right now...
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Very
Training.
well. Of course.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit ready.
Engineering.
Training.
Affirmative.
Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
Agreed.
Training.
Affirmative. Of course.
Unit
Oh, boy.
ready.
Okay.
Building.
Affirmative. Very well.
Insufficient
At once. Affirmative.
funds.
Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well.
Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well.
Building.
So let me sell the War Factory.
Structure sold.
Yeah. Okay. Awaiting orders. Agreed.
So let me see here. Let me
Reporting.
see.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Wait a minute. That's my
Engineering.
engineer. I'm gonna bring him over
Affirmative.
here.
Acknowledged.
Pull them down
Very well.
here.
Reporting at once. Reporting. Affirmative.
Let me see.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
I'm gonna try something here.
Affirmative.
Construction
Okay,
complete.
nope, we're not gonna be able to. So I'm gonna pull that back. I'm gonna pull him back here. Okay, so I'm gonna put a War Factory here.
Construction options. Building.
Let's build some tanks.
Reporting. Very well. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. At once.
I'm not too worried about my structures up here. Not too much. I will sell
Structure
this.
sold.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready. Building.
Agreed.
And then I'll build my barracks down here.
Building. Construction complete.
Okay.
New construction
There's
options.
that.
Training.
Let's see. We need some more of that. I really need another. Well, wait a minute. Yeah. Let's see.
Unit ready. Building. Training. Unit ready. Structure sold. Low power.
Yeah, we know low power.
Construction complete.
I did
Unit
that on
ready.
purpose.
Training. Building. Unit ready.
I completely
Training.
did that on purpose.
Construction complete.
Okay.
Let me see now.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, this is what the music and stuff. If you were actually playing this back when I was playing it and stuff, this part of it wasn't there, but
Sir, very well. Yes, sir.
this part I
Affirmative.
hadn't actually heard of. But if you were playing this in the 90s, this is what made it
Ready.
the best, I think, was the music.
Unit lost.
More the music than anything.
Affirmative.
And I love how I loved how Westwood redid the graphics,
Yes, sir.
remastered the graphics. This was amazing.
Agreed. Reporting.
Let me see. Probably.
Unit ready.
At once. Very
Training.
well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of
See
course.
if we can
At
get
once.
any
Of
shots
course.
off.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Of course. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. At once.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm digging
Yes, sir.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Of course.
Lost.
Vehicle reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Yes,
Training.
sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Training.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Yes,
Well,
sir.
actually, I wouldn't
Very
consider
well.
this little baby music.
Sir. Affirmative.
This was more or less for the time. This was kind of
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
kind of just to build the excitement when this was actually released.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Like I said, in the 90s, they didn't really, it really wasn't a big
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
deal. I mean, the music wasn't the big deal. It was trying to, the big deal was what you seen on the screen.
Vehicle acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Base
Acknowledged.
is under attack.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
I am chatting with you. I'm also trying to play as well.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. No. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Right now, I'm trying to play, so if I'm not glancing at the screen, I'm not speaking. It is because I am right now focused on what I'm doing right in front of me on the screen.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go get this.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir.
The entire base is wiped out.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
And this game is what actually got me into strategy games and war games.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
This was actually the precursor to, like,
Affirmative.
you know, games like Call of Duty and Halo. Um,
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
yeah, the base can be under attack, but there's not really anything there to...
Building.
Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Very well. Affirmative. At once.
Unit ready.
I'll walk all over everybody.
No. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
I've yet to play Call of Duty. I just don't see the big deal yet.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Like I said, I plan on playing it at some point. I'm not gonna rule out playing it.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Knowledge. 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 Affirmative. Knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Unit ready.
Knowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
I always try to go for these construction nodes, this main construction yard, because there's nothing they can build. Once that's destroyed, you can't build nothing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Vehicle report acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Because while I'm down here, excuse me,
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient.
has nothing to do with it. I still
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
don't.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
It's not gonna make me change my mind.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh, come on.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Awesome.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
I think
Affirmative.
we're gonna get through this.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
That out.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Knock that Tesla coil out. Yes.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh, yeah.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Alright, I need to get that.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Let's
Acknowledged.
get that annoying thing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Vehicle
Reporting.
reporting.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
At once.
Very well.
Yes, sir.
At once. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Waiting
Building.
order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Ah!
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Darn it.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Come on, knock that out.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Acknowledge.
Ah.
Ready and waiting. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Nothing left.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Preparing.
Ready and waiting.
Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Let's see if I can get that engine in.
Yes, sir. On my way, indeed.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Building. Unit lost.
Let's see what we got here.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Let's see what we can do.
Acknowledged.
Wait.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Let's see.
Affirmative.
Let's
Affirmative.
take that out.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. At once. Of course. Yes, sir. Very well. Of course. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir.
Let's take these
Yes, sir.
structures
At
out.
once.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Oh yeah.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Oh yeah.
Acknowledged.
Nice.
Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Let's
Affirmative.
get that
Acknowledge.
helicopter.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Come
Acknowledge.
on.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Vehicle reporting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit
Acknowledge.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Come
Yes, sir.
on.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Knock that truck out.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
I don't think so. Absolutely not.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
As I said, again, I do not do private.
Acknowledge.
I do not do private.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative.
I don't text. I don't. No.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. At once.
I think one of the things I'll be changing is getting a minor. Getting. No. I just don't. That is reserved for my family and my close friends.
Acknowledge.
They get the privilege to text me privately.
Agreed.
None of my followers do. I engage here.
At once. Very well.
I
Agreed.
engage here in my content
Ready and waiting.
if I'm not looking at my screen
Affirmative.
at what I am playing.
Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Very well.
Wait a minute, what am I doing? I got. Hang on.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Whoops, hang on, hold on,
Yes,
hold
sir.
up, hold up.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Let's get that ore truck.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Silos
Acknowledge.
needed.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Silos
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
needed.
Be waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Structure sold.
Shoot.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Vehicle. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Mission accomplished.
Yes. Nice. Good night. Oh, holy cow, I got 1,051 likes. Holy cow. Whoa. Here we go. Nah,
Battle control.
I don't want to do
terminated.
that one. Nah, that don't sound like. Let's see. I don't see an interesting one. So, you know what? I'm going to go play the second one. I'm going to launch that second one. Now, Red Alert 2, now this was released a couple years later after Red Alert. The biggest thing I can tell you about this is the idea they came up with. If there was an old 80s movie called Red Dawn, and the plot of that movie was Russian forces invading the U.S. Okay, and it was actually it actually got developed. It got people to think about it. But anyways, Westwood decided, hey, you know what? Why not let's see what would happen if it happened in a game. Oh, let me see. Do I have any skirmishes we can do? The story missions are great, but let me see. Super weapons? Oh yeah. Yes, please. Let's see. No, I think Isle of War works. Perfect.
Vehicle ready.
New construction options.
Unit reporting. Outstanding. Bound forward.
Building.
Vehicle ready. High speed, low drag. Bound forward. High speed, low drag. Bound forward. High speed, low drag. Securing position. Outstanding. Good to go. On our way, sir. On our way, sir. High speed, low drag. Securing position. Securing position. Good to go. Good to go.
Construction
Bound forward.
complete. New construction options. Building.
Ready. On my way.
Now this was something cool with these troops that I like. They can actually do like a bunker position when they're attacking, so they got like sandbags around them. That was pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Ready. On my way. Double time. Double time. Moving out. Moving out. On the move. Got it. Hooah! Hooah! On my way. Moving out. Double time. Hooah! Got it. On the move. Moving out. On the move. Moving out. On the move. Hooah! Double time. Hooah! Moving out.
Construction complete.
Let's see. I think
New
right here.
construction options. Building.
How about some action? Hooah! Double time. On my way.
Construction complete. construction options. Building.
Here it is. Okay.
Construction complete.
Squared away, sir!
New construction options. Building. Training.
Ready! Got it!
Unit ready.
Double time! On my way! On the move!
Building.
Squared away, sir! Moving out!
Unit ready.
Double time!
Unit ready.
Orders? On my way! On my way! On the move! Double time! Got it! On my way! On my way! Hooah! Got it!
Unit ready.
Hooah! On my way! On the move!
Unit
Moving
ready.
out. On the move! On my way!
Construction complete.
Moving out!
New construction options. Building. Unit ready.
Ready! Squared away, sir! On the move! On the move! Double time! Double time! On the move! Hooah! Got it!
Unit ready.
On the move! Got it! Moving out! Double time!
Insufficient funds.
Hooah! Double time!
Unit ready.
Got it! Moving out! Got it! Hooah! On the move! Double time! Double time! On the move! On my way! Hooah! Got it! Hooah!
Building. On hold. Cancel.
Ready! On the move! On my way! Double time! Hooah! Double time! Got it! Got it! Hooah! Hooah! On my way! Moving out! Double time! Double time! Hooah! Moving out! Hooah! On my way! Got it! Moving out!
Unit ready.
Can do! On my way!
Training.
Moving out!
way. Got it. Moving out. Double time. Got it. Hooah!
Warning.
Got it.
Chronosphere detected.
Hooah! On the move. Got it. Double time. Moving out. Double time. Moving
You know
out.
what?
Can't do. Double time. Got it. Hooah! Hooah! On my way. Hooah! Moving out. Hooah! Moving out. On my way. Moving out. Double time. Got it. On the move. On my way. Double time.
Reinforcements ready.
Double time. Double time.
Insufficient
Moving out.
funds. Select target.
Squared away, sir. On the move. Got it. On my way. On the move. On the move. Double time. Moving out. On the move. Double time. Moving out. Hooah! On the move. On the move. On my way. On the move. On my way. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Hooah! Double time. Sir, yes, sir. On the move. On the move. Got it. Double time. Got it. Double time. Sir, yes, sir. Double time. Hooah! Got it. Moving out. Hooah!
Our base is under attack.
Moving out. On my way. On my way. Got it. On the move. On the move. Got it. Hooah! On the move. Hooah! Double time. On the move. Double time. On the move. On the move. Moving out. On the move. Double time.
Unit lost.
Double time.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
Battle control terminated.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go hop on one of my friends' lives and see what they're up to and stuff. Thanks for joining me. We'll do this again soon. We'll probably do this again tomorrow. Well, actually, we are gonna do this tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do a regular live hangout earlier in the day tomorrow because we've got some stuff going on around here